In this video, we will walk you through lighting your Eiklor Flames system. We will go over how to light your pilot, how to arm the system for use with a remote or wall switch, and finally how to turn the system on and off. For use with fully vented fireplaces only. Do not attempt to use without damper fully open. Now let's get familiar with the standing pilot valve options and their knob positions. Each valve has 3 positions you will need to find to light your system. The off position, where you will turn the system and pilot completely off. The pilot position, used to light your pilot. And the on position, how you will turn the system on, either manually, or to allow you to use a remote or wall switch. To start, make sure your damper is fully open. To light your pilot, turn your knob from the off position to the pilot position. This requires a slight push and turn. Grab a lighter gun and locate the pilot assembly. This is what you will be lighting. Light the lighter in the position of the pilot assembly. Then push in the valve knob to allow gas to flow through to the pilot assembly. Continue to hold in the knob for several seconds. When you release, the pilot should stay lit. If it does not, repeat the last steps again. The pilot assembly needs to get hot enough to remain on. If you have the safety pilot valve, you can now turn it on by manually turning the knob to the on position. This is the high position and the flame can be adjusted by turning the knob anywhere between the on and pilot positions. If you have a remote or wall switch, you will need to arm the valve, before you can turn it on. To arm the system, turn the knob from the pilot to the on position. This is important, because if you do not have the knob in the on position, you will not be able to turn the system on. We can now turn the system on. For the variable remote control, hold the on/high button on the remote or receiver box until fully on. Wait several minutes before using the off/low button to change the flame height. Both the standard and high output millivolt valves can be operated by a wall switch or on-off remote. If you are hooked up to a wall switch, you can now turn on the system, by flipping the switch. If you have a remote, make sure the switch on the receiver box is in the remote position, then you can turn on the system by pressing the on button once. Don't hold the button. You can also turn on the system at the receiver box by moving the switch to the on position. To turn off your flames with the variable remote, but keep the pilot on, hold the off/low button on the remote or receiver box until the flames completely diminish. With the safety pilot valve, turn the knob all the way to the pilot position. For the on-off remote, make sure the switch on the receiver box is in the remote position, then you can turn off the system by pressing the off button once. Don't hold the button. You can also turn off the system at the receiver box by moving the switch to the off position. If you have a wall switch, simply flip the switch. To extinguish your pilot light, turn the knob back to the pilot position. Then, from the pilot position, you will do a slight push and turn to move the knob back to the off position. Your pilot should now be off. You should now be fully comfortable with lighting your pilot, arming the system for use with a wall switch or remote, and turning the system on or off.